Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Raka Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Exodus, the 8th chapter. And the Lord Yahweh spake unto Moses, Go unto Pharaoh and say unto him, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Let my people go, that they may serve me. And if thou refuse to let them go, behold, I will smite all thy borders with frogs, and the borders meaning your whole land. And the river shall bring forth frogs abundantly, which shall go up and come into thine house, and into thy bedchamber, and upon thy bed, and into the house of thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thine ovens, and into thy kneading troughs. So they're gonna be so many frogs everywhere. They're gonna be inside of your house, in your cooking utensils, on your ovens, your bed, everywhere. And the frogs shall come up both on thee and upon thy people and upon all thy servants. And the Lord spake unto Moses, Say unto Aaron, Stretch forth thine hand with thy rod over the streams, over the rivers, and over the ponds, and cause frogs to come up upon the land of Egypt. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. Can you imagine how many frogs that is? And frogs, they make a lot of noise too in the night. You'd be surprised. And the magicians did so with their enchantments and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. So they were also able to conjure up, frogs to mimic what Aaron did. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, Entreat the Lord. See, because they could do it, but it didn't take away from how loathsome the plague the Lord had smitten them with was. So Pharaoh calls for that Moses and Aaron. He says, Entreat the Lord, beg the Lord, please, that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go, that they may do sacrifice unto the Lord. And Moses said unto Pharaoh, Glory over me, when shall I entreat for thee? Glory over me meaning I'll give you the honor of deciding when I should entreat for you, right? Like in the NKJV, accept the honor of saying when I shall intercede for you and for thy servants and for thy people, to destroy the frogs from thee and thy houses, that they may refrain and remain in the river only. And he said, Tomorrow. And he said, Be it according to thy word, that thou mayest know that there is none like unto the Lord Yahweh our God. And the frogs shall depart from thee, and from thy houses, and from thy servants, and from thy people. They shall remain in the river only. And Moses and Aaron went out from Pharaoh, and Moses cried unto the Lord Yahweh because of the frogs, which he had brought against Pharaoh. So he basically asked the Lord to cause the plague to cease. And the Lord Yahweh did according to the word of Moses, and the frogs died out of the houses, out of the villages, and out of the fields. And they gathered them together upon heaps, and the land stank, because once again they were dead. But when Pharaoh saw that there was respite, which was like relief, he hardened his heart, and hearkened not unto them as the Lord had said. So when he saw, all right, there's a bit of relief, things, back to how they were. Oh, yeah, you ain't going nowhere. And the Lord said unto Moses, Say unto Aaron, Stretch out thy rod and smite the dust of the land, that they may become lice throughout all the land of Egypt. Ooh. And when you look up lice, you should know what lice are, but it's not a fun thing. All right. Let's do like lice, definition. It says here, lice are tiny, wingless, parasitic insects that live on humans and animals, feeding on blood or plant juices, with common types in humans being head, body, and pubic lice, causing intense itching and irritation from bites. These infestations, known as pediculus or pediculosis, spread through close contact or shared items like bedding and clothing, with eggs stuck to hair or fabric. And while lice are common in kids, body lice can transmit diseases like typhus. So, yeah, lice are not fun. But the Egyptians were about to find that out firsthand. Verse 17, and they did so, for Aaron stretched out his hand with his rod and smote the dust of the earth, and it became lice in man and in beast. All the dust of the land became lice throughout all the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments to bring forth lice, but they could not. So there were lice upon man and upon beast. Then the magicians said unto Pharaoh, this is the finger of God. So they tried to replicate this, but they couldn't with their left-handed practice, their left-handed magic and sorcery. And so they had to acknowledge and admit, nah, this is definitely, as it says, the finger of God. This is the Most High's work. We can't match this. And Pharaoh's heart was hardened, and he hearkened not unto them, as the Lord had said. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning, and stand before Pharaoh. Lo, he cometh forth to the water. And say unto him, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, let my people go, that they may serve me. Else, if thou wilt not let my people go, behold, I will send swarms of flies upon thee, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, and into thy houses. And the houses of the Egyptians shall be full of swarms of flies, and also the ground whereon they are. And I will sever in that day the land of Goshen, in which my people dwell, that no swarms of flies shall be there. So when it comes to where Israel was, they would be fine. You know, they would be good. But the Egyptians, they would be getting cooked. It says, to the end thou mayest know that I am the Lord Yahweh in the midst of the earth. And I will put a division between my people and thy people. Tomorrow shall this sign be. And the Lord did so, and there came a grievous swarm of flies into the house of Pharaoh, and into his servants' houses, and into all the land of Egypt. The land was corrupted by reason of the swarm of flies. So basically, everything went into a ruin, right? As it was completely filled with flies, they couldn't do anything. And Pharaoh called for Moses and for Aaron and said, go ye, sacrifice to your God in the land. And Moses said, it is not meet to do so, for we shall sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians to the Lord Yahweh our God, which was the cattle. Lo, that's why the Hebrews or the shepherds had an abomination amongst the Egyptians. I mentioned that in Genesis as well. Lo, we shall sacrifice the abomination of the Egyptians before their eyes, and will they not stone us? So when they see us sacrificing those animals, they're going to get offended, you know? And as it says, will they not stone us? So, you know, we can't do this. We can't do our sacrifice in your land. We will go 3 days' journey into the wilderness and sacrifice to the Lord Yahweh our God, as he shall command us. And Pharaoh said, I will let you go, that ye may sacrifice to the Lord your God in the wilderness. Only ye shall not go very far. Entreat for me. So, okay, fine, I'll let you go, but, just pray to the Lord to get these flies away. And Moses said, behold, I go out from thee, and I will entreat the Lord Yahweh that the swarms of flies may depart from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people tomorrow. But let not Pharaoh deal deceitfully any more, in not letting the people go to sacrifice unto the Lord. And Moses went out from Pharaoh and entreated the Lord Yahweh, and the Lord did according to the word of Moses, and he removed the swarms of flies from Pharaoh, from his servants, and from his people. There remained not one. And Pharaoh hardened his heart at this time also, neither will he let the people go. Now you would think like a normal person at this point would have been like, all right, you got it. But remember, the Lord was the one doing this. So even if Pharaoh wanted to let them go, he couldn't, because the Lord kept putting in his mind to harden his heart, to say, nope, 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 you're not going anywhere. And that brings us to the end of the book of Exodus, the 8th chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rechak Kodash. Until next time, Shalom.